Welcome everybody to Meet the Pros. This is Ecamm's series where we bring you face-to-face with experts to learn about their business, how they use Ecamm Live, and hopefully learn some live tips along the way. Ecamm Live is the easiest way to go live from your Mac. Why would you want to go live from your Mac? Oh, sometimes you want your live video to look professional. You want to go beyond just propping up your phone on the shelf and hoping that nobody calls you for the next half hour. If that sounds like something you might want to do, check out our free trial. If you still don't know what to do after that, you might want to get some help, and you might want to get some help from somebody such as Adrian Salisbury, who we have with us today. Adrian Salisbury is a live video coach, and he helps entrepreneurs get started with live videos. He can take you from, I know nothing about this, to being a proficient expert with live video. So I'm going to bring him into the call here using Ecamm Live's Skype integration. So welcome, Adrian Salisbury.
Hi there, Ken. How you doing?
I am doing good. How are you? Where are you? You're in the UK, right?
Very good. I'm in the UK, yes, in Peterborough near Cambridge. It's about the nearest thing that anybody knows.
Cambridge, like university?
That's right, yes.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. We're about an hour out from London.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business.
Yeah, absolutely. 2017, I started the Pro Video Academy. But I wasn't actually, so the Pro Video Academy is about me helping entrepreneurs, anybody really online, look good on video and feel confident on video as well. I haven't got a video background, ironically. I'm a photographer, and I wanted to get a photography course online. And so I had to work out video like everybody else and spent way too long trying to watch YouTube videos and all of this. Put it all together, started making videos, and I got attention actually for the quality of the videos more than actually the content of the photography training. And so I started a couple of years ago. People were just going, why is it your videos look so good? How do you do that? And I just thought, okay, I can see there's a gap in the market here to teach people how to do video. So that's when, like I say, 2017, I opened up the Pro Video Academy, and this is what I teach people.
Well, that was going to be my next question, is how do you look so good? Is it just diet and exercise, or do you have some kind of other tips for us?
Yeah, I'm not used to guys saying this to me. No, it's and this is the thing, and I think it's interesting. You know, you said this at the start, really. Why would you want to go live using a computer? And I think there is a real culture around. You know, yes, people understand having quality in video when they're recording it, and they'll go to a videographer and get a little series made. But there's something about live video that people just go, quality doesn't matter. And, I can grab my phone and I can do it, and it doesn't matter if I brush my hair or whatever. But actually then it means that I stand out. Because all of a sudden when there's a whole mass of people that go live like this and don't give any thought to the sunlight being behind them or the noise coming in or whatever it be, actually when I go live and I've put a little bit of time and effort into it, it really makes me stand out in the newsfeed. It's really powerful and important to do, in my opinion.
How long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this, as I say, it's 2017 we got going in this really, and really started it up as a new course. Like I say, my intention was I created this photography course and I joined James Wedmore's program, Business by Design, to sell this course, and just other guys were going, you need to show us how to do the videos. And so very quickly we created an online course, and it's evolved a bit over time. I can tell you later about where we're at the minute, and we've just sort of got this thing down from a long-winded course that people need to go through a whole series of videos to a very fast-track version that we're quite excited about at the minute.
And it's all online. You don't actually have anybody coming to you in person, right?
Well, I am actually. That's one of the things. I'm very much about, the saying of give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for life. That's what I'm about. I don't want to come out and do your videos for you,
Right.
but I would come out and actually teach you how to do it and show you how to set it up, how to be confident, work through it, do the editing. So most of it is done online just because my customers are all over the world. But when I am picking off people in the UK that are kind of going, actually, do you know what? We're probably 2 or 3 hours away. Why don't I come to you? And we're just starting that at the minute to actually go and start working with people and literally turn up with the kit, set them up and work with them and help them through. I mean, that would be the ideal in every case, but not everybody wants to pay for me to jump on a plane and come out to them.
As fun as that would be.
Yeah, I'm totally up for it.
I know because I've seen it that you are doing, or we're doing a weekly live video, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because Glenn was my first guest that came on with me back.
Yeah.
It was back December, I think, when we started it. I've known I've needed to do live video. I would much prefer to do a recorded video, and just there's less pressure. It's not like this.
Well, I mean,
my wife tells me I waffle a lot, so it eliminates all that. I can cut all those bits out.
the more you practice, the better you get. And
yeah,
I think that everybody needs a lot of help with this stuff. I mean, even if you're an on-camera expert, you might not know a lot about the tech. If you're a tech expert, you might not know a lot about the on-camera stuff. And,
that's right.
Everybody's just learning as they go. What microphone sounds the best? What camera angle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put myself. What kind of a green screen to have? If you want to use a background, lighting that you need, things like something as simple as how to frame your shot. I see people who are doing multi-person interviews, and just something as simple as having our heads be the same size really makes it look a lot cleaner. Or,
and I've interviewed people, and typically because a lot of people are just using their laptop, it's down here and they're looking up at them and it's a bad angle of them, and it's so many simple things. But you mentioned cameras and mics and things. I mean, constantly in the Ecamm group and in other groups that I'm in, everyone's always saying, oh, what camera should I get? And it doesn't take long for 50 comments to appear, does it? With everyone's got a favorite that they work with and that they use. And I just want to cut through it all the time and go, it's not going to work. And again, as someone, I brought her into the Ecamm group actually a while back that had said to me, she's got this $2,000 camera sitting on a shelf, and she says, I just use my phone because that's too complicated. And I hate to hear that, I want to get to people and help them, and it can be so simple and easy. I know I'm kind of in a small space. I can't actually see myself. I need to pull up the Facebook feed, I guess. But I've got my camera here if you want me to show you just, kind of what we're working with and this setup, how simple this can be.
Give us the rundown on the setup you usually use.
Shall I?
When you're going live.
This is my... the mic just fell off the top. What were we saying earlier about preparation and things going wrong? Can you see that? I don't know whether you can punch me up to the... Yeah,
you're full screen now.
I am. Cool, great. So you can see this here. This is basically, Ken, I'm talking to you now. I can touch my lens there. I'm as close as that to it. So really it's this kind of setup here, and it's a Panasonic camera that I use and recommend. I'm always mentioning it in the group. But yeah, I've got this here. I've got a microphone on it. I've got it on a tripod here, and lights as well. Quite simple. The lights that I use now, I can kind of zap them remotely and turn them on and off, and just the brightness on them individually or as a group. And this isn't scary stuff, I think a lot of people are surprised. And one of my customers who did come through from Ecamm actually said, I was expecting you're going to have these big soft boxes and this 3-point lighting kit, and it's actually not. It's just a couple of simple LED panels that I use in front of me and this here, and I'm all about keeping it simple. and so for me to think that we can get a good professional finish in such a simple way, that's my message that I'm just trying to get out to people.
So how do you bring the Panasonic into the Mac as a video feed?
Yeah, with a HDMI converter. So I use a Magewell one, and probably a lot of your audience are used to these. I know that Ecamm allows you, if you've got a Canon, to come straight through on a USB lead, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But one of the reasons I went for this Panasonic camera was the fact that it allows you to. You've got a HDMI lead that comes out. I mean, I know you know this. You've got a HDMI lead that comes out of the camera that is normally there, so you can plug it into your TV. But this box there will convert that signal to a USB one, and your computer then can look at it, and your computer thinks you've got a webcam, a USB webcam playing,
Right.
but you're using your camera. But one of the things I like with the Panasonic is it allows the audio as well as the video to get sent across this HDMI feed. And a lot of cameras don't do that. So I kind of switched from Canon over to Panasonic really for that feature, and for another couple of ones where we can use the app and do different things for remote. Most of my customers work on their own,
So that microphone that's going into the Panasonic.
Yep.
And then that audio comes through the HDMI automatically.
That's it. Yeah, so I don't need to have a USB one here, because that, again, people sit with a microphone right in front of them or sort of up above them like this, and it's fine in a podcast when your face isn't being seen, but it's a real shame to block yourself out, and it's a massive distraction.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we can get that using one of these shotgun mics like this, I've got one sitting right above me here, just out of view, and it does a pretty good job.
So I can tell that you are just an absolute fountain of knowledge with this stuff. And there's probably people out there who are going to be calling you to get into your tutorials and into your group here to learn about this. I got Carlos on the comments here. This guy is an absolute expert. He probably doesn't need your help, but he'd probably love to talk shop, since you guys you guys are both experts in this stuff. He wants to know which Panasonic that you've got there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just pulling up your. I need to pull your page up. I haven't got your page open, so I'm not actually seeing the chat going on.
He's saying which Panasonic, G2 or G4?
The what? Where's he saying? So here he is, G2 or G4. Hi, Carlos. I'm using a G7.
Oh,
I don't know what the G2 or the G4. That's older models.
he's just making a guess, I think.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if you mean the GH4, which is more classically the video camera. You don't need that. You can get by with this G7, which is about $500, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Panasonic's rock, absolutely.
So there's so many things that are good to have when you're doing these videos. And so tell me about this extreme VIP package that I've heard so much about. What is this? This sounds extreme, but the extreme VIP package sounds pretty exciting. What is this now?
Yeah, this is I've got an online course, and when I put this course out there to start with, I've built up about 40 videos that, choosing your camera, so allowing for people to come with whatever equipment they've got really, and how to set things up. Then I did a fast track version using the equipment that I've got. So if people buy this, they can get through, and actually within a couple of hours of watching these videos, they can get the thing set up. And then I've kind of, you're involving, some people wanted a boot camp style, so we've gone for that, and we've done this boot camp approach. And I just kind of kept pushing myself, going, how quickly actually could I do this? And I realized we could do this in a day. And one of the hassles with people is, they'll go off and they'll buy, or I'd get on a support call with them and people will say, yeah, I didn't order that bit, or I ordered this one instead because it was on an offer when I sent them an Amazon link. So this is what we're doing now. This is the extreme part, is that actually we get on an initial, somebody wants to work with me. We get on an initial call and find out where they want to work, what kind of requirements they've got. Are they in a fitness studio trying to record videos like that? Are they sitting talking to camera like this? Do they want a whiteboard? All that kind of stuff. We just get that out of the way first. And then I know exactly what equipment they need to be using. And in this extreme package, I'm going to buy the equipment and ship it to the customer's door. Once it's there, and I'll know it's there, I'm able then to, we're going to get on a call, and in one day we'll get on a Zoom call for like 6 hours, and I'm going to literally unbox everything with them. I'm going to set it up. We're going to get them set in a place to work like this. We're going to record, edit. We'll do a live stream into my group. So yeah, it's really going from anywhere, total ground zero to getting going here and being up and running as a professional. And in doing it in a day. So yeah, that's where the extreme bit comes from.
That is such a great idea. When we've gone to trade shows and we set up a studio to show people how great it is. And what people are always wanting to know is like, what do you have here? What's your equipment? Yeah. But it's also more like, I just want all of this stuff. And they're just like, they want to know exactly. They don't want to like shop around. They don't want to read specs. I want everything you have here back at my studio. Can you just sell it to me? And we're like, well, we're not selling any of this stuff. We make the software. Okay. And so we'll give them a little guide of what we have. Yeah. And but they're just very interested in just getting exactly what we have, down to the tripod. And we're like, well, any tripod's fine. There's no, I want to know what tripod that is. I want that one, and I want that microphone, and that wireless mic,
but that's where I'm trying to set out. I look on some people and they'll say, "Oh, here's my kit list or equipment guide, and you can choose from these 3 cameras. You can choose from these different mics." And I just want to take all that out for my customers. So I literally go, we'll decide that together. Does a shotgun mic work in your scenario, or do you need a clip-on mic? Will these lights be okay? But so we have that conversation. Then I am every time just creating the kit list and going, either if they come in at the sort of course level, I'm saying, right, here's a list, and I will manually put that list together and send it to them with Amazon links in, or as I say at this level now, actually sending it to them, because I just think it's still a stress, isn't it? Oh, do I go for that one? There's £100 difference. I don't understand what the spec difference is. And so I'm not saying, the Panasonic isn't the only one that can do this. But for me, I've done that research and I've gone, this is the brand I'm sticking with. This is the model that is the best you can get without paying through the nose for the stuff. And the same with the microphones. I mean, I'm using here a Rode Video Mic Pro here, which is about $250. Well, I went off and did a review on this mic, which is about $17. And actually, there's very little difference in the quality of it. So I'm going, all right, use this, but I've done these videos, and you can find on YouTube, I think it's what Xavier's saying about my free stuff, loads of YouTube videos. And I am putting one against another and going, do you need to pay the extra for this, or will this one do? And even the Panasonic cameras, sorry, who was it just saying earlier about the different models and that, I've put different models alongside. I've got a GH5, which is over £2,000, and I've got this G7, and I've put them side by side and gone, in this scenario, is there a difference? For me to talk to camera like this, can I tell a difference? And I'm going, no. Yes, if I'm out in the field, I'm doing color grading, I'm doing all these different things, fair enough. But to sit on a tripod and do this, if I can get by with a £500 camera, then yeah, that's absolutely what I'm teaching people.
I think in the podcasting world, a lot of these live video people are either coming from the podcasting world where it's 100% about your expensive mic, which I know is a passion of a lot of people to have these really expensive microphones, and if that's fun for you, great. But like you said, like a microphone is kind of a microphone, and sometimes I feel like these really expensive microphones are not really worth it.
There's different ways of looking. I mean, if you're creating a video, there is truth in the fact that audio quality is more important than video quality. If you're watching a video and the sound's bad and you can't get the volume up, that's more frustrating than having a less quality in the image than you can in the audio. So on that level, I think, right to be fussy about a mic to a point. I mean, I wouldn't go, when I'm saying about a cheap mic here, you wouldn't notice a difference, and it's, I'm not kind of going, oh, you don't need good audio.
Yeah, and that's not
Do
what I
you
meant,
think?
but
No, no. I'm just thinking what people might be listening, and audio is important. But for those podcasting mics, you got to have them up here. The whole point of them is that they're right here in your face. So it's how do you replace that? Because all of a sudden you're on video and you don't want that to be seen in front of you.
Yeah.
I can't stand seeing a big microphone sat here, but still keep that quality. But at the same time, we're talking about lives here, and you would know better than me the stats. But the vast majority of people will watch your video without even turning the audio on, certainly initially. So that to me is where the quality comes in of the video, that before they're making a decision to listen to that high quality audio, they're looking going, does this look really amateur, or does this look like someone who's put some effort in and it might be worth listening to?
yeah.
So it's the whole package really, isn't it? I mentioned to you before we came on, people spend a lot of, I think with photos, people get it more. If you are putting up, starting a new business, you're branding a new website and your banner, you get all these nice photos taken, you get a photo shoot done. You wouldn't think for a minute of just grabbing your phone and doing a selfie and sticking that on your homepage of your website. But that's kind of what people are doing with video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of
video is
people,
way more powerful.
They like the ability of Ecamm Live to repurpose their video afterwards. You get a nice high quality recording afterwards. And,
I love that.
You can either just upload that directly or chop it up, take out the good bits.
Yeah. And
So,
I like as well that you can go to your set, you can just, you can do a live just to yourself. So you can actually test it. You could be playing live like this, couldn't you? And just nobody else is looking, but you can actually see it in a live environment, listening through your phone. How does it sound? Things like that. I've also really enjoyed, I'm very passionate about Ecamm. I absolutely love it as a product and wouldn't be without it. So many features, but I do love the whole portrait. I've played with that a few times and caught people out when they've gone, oh, wow. They look on their phone and suddenly there's me right full screen there instead of the typical landscape view. And it's things like that, and the square, and you can change these different formats around that I don't think a lot of people even play with. But if you want to look different and stand out, it's a great way to do it without a lower quality phone version.
Yeah. The ability to do a tall, what they call it, portrait shaped video is a kind of a hidden feature. It's in there in the in the options menu. You can, instead of going live with a 16:9, you can do a turned. And a lot of social media experts will say that this fills up more of your phone screen as people are scrolling, and maybe it will get you more attention, or even a square.
Yep.
And you can also go square.
Yes.
Or if you want to be really rebellious, you can do an old-fashioned 4:3 shaped screen.
But you can, you were saying about using it to just record without even going live. You can make. For me, it's the difference of having to compromise on Instagram to get that portrait view. You're recording it on your phone. It's not necessarily great quality, but to be able to do it and use a camera like this, and I can just record that portrait video without any software or anything to crop it and change it to that. And I've got a file that is that format then that I can put up to IGTV, or I can use it on Instagram. We've used that quite a bit, and it really does work nicely. So you can play around. It's so feature rich.
So, Adrian, what's one of your favorite Ecamm features? I know you recommend it to your clients, but what are some of the things that you love that it does that makes it easy for your clients to look professional and to do a good stream?
Yeah. Well, I definitely think getting onto a computer and broadcasting from that rather than your phone anyway is a massive step up. But then you get into Facebook and it's very limited. You can't do a lot with it. What I love here is that I can brand it. I can bring people on and do interviews. I love the scenes, which people won't know unless they actually use it. But what Ken's doing, I believe, at the minute is kind of cutting between me at full screen and then back to a scene where we're both of us together.
So we're split screen now. I can hit a button and go to just you. Hit another button and go to just me, which I haven't really used very much yet.
Yeah.
But
And you can set all that up on shortcuts, and what I'm playing with at the minute, and I'm excited about, I only just discovered this the other week, was the whole PDFs that you can bring in and scroll through and then have a thumbnail sit over the front. And I'm going, this is webinars. I've got everything that I would have in, say, Webinar Jam, but I can now do it inside Facebook and have that same full screen, playing that PDF and using it that way. I'm very excited for that. I think
that's
I
a
do
cool
love
feature.
this whole format. Yeah.
The PDF thing, I think Glenn added that for mainly with church services in mind. There's people who will live stream their weekend church service, and they want to bring in the lyrics to the lyrics. I don't think that's what they call it. They want to bring in the verses to the hymns,
the words.
The words,
okay,
and be able to arrow key through the different verses. But
yeah,
you could absolutely use that for a webinar. Frames of a slideshow. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then you just can jump back between the scenes if you need to. It's so easy and simple. I know I am I allowed to mention BeLive, but I used that before I found Ecamm. And the whole, you've got to preset this size and put your logo up in the corner. In here, I can just bring it in, I can shrink it, I can push it around. They don't let you use photos unless they're in a library on your business page, I think it is. And again, I can just go. We used to use. I have a group that's a photography group, neglected, I must confess. But we used to do a weekly competition, and we'd pick a theme, and people would go off and take photos. Well, I'd just sit with those photos on my desktop and literally drag them on. We'd chat about this person's photo, drag the next one in. If I'm going, oh yeah, and there's a video clip. Where is it? Yep, drag it on, and it just works so easily. Everything that we think of, you guys are coming up with, and it's. I love how you respond to our feedback, and really. I'm not big into green screens, but that is a great feature for people that enjoy it. It really is high quality.
You've got a great backdrop behind you. Behind this green screen is just a really messy office, so you really wouldn't want that in the background.
No, it's more. It's certainly, I don't know, 5+ years ago, green screens were harder to get a good effect on, and you'd end up with a lot of green casting because the light would be spilling in. And I think the way you're working it the technology's moved on. It is a lot easier, but even that, the angle that image that you're using is shot at, or some people will sit and put this sort of fake office scene in behind, and it's totally the wrong angle, and it actually hurts my head watching them. You're like, that isn't real.
Yeah.
So it needs to be used well.
The green screen is tough because you need the perfect lighting.
Yeah.
Usually, and if it's slightly out of focus, the edges, it just doesn't work.
No.
You're not going to get a good edge unless your focus is crisp. And so we only wanted to have green screen as a feature if we could get it perfect.
Yes.
And I think, I'm a little impartial, but I think we did a really good job with the green screen, as long as your screen is actually green.
You're having a dig at me there, Ken.
A little bit.
All right. I'd got a blue screen. To me, when you do this, I'm thinking you can kind of choose the color and it'll change. So what Ken's referring to is me that was in here going, why is this not working? And I'd got a blue screen behind me. So yeah, go on. I'll let you have that one.
You're not the only person to ask us that.
All right, it's in the name, I suppose, isn't it? I should know that.
So what's next for the live Video Pro the Pro Video Academy and Adrian Salisbury? What's next on the horizon for you?
Yeah, I'm just spotting, actually, there's a few questions back here. Before I tell you that, do you want to just jump? Eugene was asking about what camera. If you listen back nearer the start, we've just been talking about this. Here's the camera. It's a Panasonic G7. It is basically the same thing that I'm using right here.
So you've got two of those, basically?
Yeah, I've got 4 Panasonic cameras.
Nice.
Partly because I need this is normally the one I would use. This is a GX8 that is I prefer it for taking photos with. It's smaller and slightly more compact, but yeah. I don't know whether have you spotted Leo's just commented down here, Ken.
Yeah, I see it.
About scenes on there.
He's saying, my gripe with scenes is how do you edit them offline? Difficult to bring in as the event is live. Well, the idea of the scenes is that you would set them up ahead of time.
That's right.
And then lock them. I set up these scenes before we started our live. It would be nice to be able to do some setup while live if you had a second person helping you. It's not something that we allow right now.
No.
Yeah.
And I think I would say to Leo, I think if you're referring to, if you're looking at creating and recording something in advance that you're going to edit and put together afterwards, I wouldn't bring those slides in during the live. I would, if you're thinking of using Ecamm to record your video, I would run that through, and then you can drop those slides in later using some video editing software, if that's what you're referring to. Because you're right, once you've done that, you can't then change it around. And if you think, I'm on a split screen there, I could have had that, or I don't know if you're referring to what I was saying earlier, with sort of webinar, using it like that. But yes, you're recording what's happening on screen, aren't you? So that's if you've changed it, or if you've brought a slide in, you can't then change it afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, offline. Yeah. I see what he's.
I'm thinking that's possibly what. So what's coming next? We haven't really promoted this extreme package yet, and I'm just talking more and more, and actually as I'm talking to people about my training, and they're going, I don't know if I want another course, or I'm already in a course. So actually I'm excited. The few people that we've just spoken to in the last week, I guess in the last month, we've just been putting feelers out about this one-day setup. We're getting some great feedback about it, so I can see that that's going to be where we're going very much with that. Rather than it being a course that's going to take you weeks to work through, and very much doing it on your own, supported in a Facebook group, as is more typical with these kind of things. So it's for people that just want to go, I love what you've got, teach me how to do it. It's the next best thing to the Matrix kind of being zapped in there. It will take you a whole 6 hours, but we're going to do it. And we're also thinking, haven't really spoken about this elsewhere before, but I'm looking at putting together a video editing agency, because again, just responding to feedback from people, we get them going, we get them making videos, and they're like, so how do I do the slides? And I've got to make captions, I've got to do all this, how do I do all that? And for someone who does, I absolutely love the editing. That to me, it's a bit like, as a photographer, I love to get in Lightroom and play with the photos. I'm a bit like that with my videos, and actually I wouldn't want anybody else doing my editing, but I'm having to force myself, for the sake of my students, to go, all right, I've got to get a good couple of editors working with me, and then I want to stay the face of that. But if people want to submit their videos to me and would have a procedure of how to do it, then I will oversee getting them edited and just eliminate that. So just trying, again, making it easy for people to get videos out there. Yeah.
All right, so we have another equipment question from Billy. He is saying,
what lights?
What lights are you using?
I need to unplug myself a second. Hang on. Again, here's one I had prepared for you. This is all they are, small and compact like this. They're Viltrox, and they're pretty new to me actually, but they come with a remote control. So I've got two. This is the third one that I've got, and I can set them all upon a group, and I can adjust them remotely. I won't put this one on and point it at you. But I can set these up, and I can say, I know that this one is my group C, so I can turn the power on and off from it from here. I can adjust the brightness. So, as I said earlier, most of my customers are solo entrepreneurs, and we sit here on our own in front of a camera. We haven't got anybody else there working for us. So to be able to sit here and go, right, that light's a bit bright, without having to get up and tweak it, I can just sit here and go, yep, turn that up a bit, and the temperature, how warm it is or how cool it is, that color. And I was just on a support call with a customer earlier, and I'm able to look at him. He's coming through on a live like this. He's actually a member of this group, and found me in this group, actually. But I was on there with David. I'll give him a shout out. And I'm actually able to look with him and go, so that looks a bit warm, David. What setting are you on? And he will look and tell me his numbers. And I'll go, just take it up nearer to 5,000 and let's see. And so it's made my life much easier to support them. But and they're under $200 for a set of two with the stands. I think if you bought the light on its own to go on a stand that you've already got, they're literally about $70. They are so cheap and affordable.
Wow.
But I've got links to them. I've got reviews on them. If you either have a look over on my Facebook page. Sorry, who was it was asking? Billy was asking. I've got a YouTube channel, and you can find if you typed in Viltrox LED lights in YouTube, then my video will come up, and you can see the review that I did on them there and a bit of a walkthrough showing how they work.
Okay, we have another mic question here. Sass is asking, what wireless mics can we use? She is doing live yoga sessions, and they want to be able to be cut the cord and have a wireless mic going.
This feels like one of my support calls. I've got loads of stuff in my cupboard over here that I'm going, let's go over and get that.
Sorry to make you work.
No, I love it. You can see how passionate I am about it. I use the Rode Filmmaker Kit. Which is a wireless setup that one sits on top of the camera, one clips onto me. And again, I can use it for live streaming like this. Do you say, sorry, it's live yoga. So fantastic stuff. So I got a few yoga and fitness instructors, and this is the challenge, and the equipment that I use allows them to have, I'm sitting this close to the camera. It's easy for me to sort the focusing and things out. But one of the challenges you must know is trying to start the recording and focus when the camera's the other side of the room. I can do all that through an app in my phone with these Panasonic cameras. So that's the first bit. And then the microphones, I actually reviewed, again, it's on my YouTube channel, or you can find it on my Facebook page, I'm sure. I actually did a review of a much cheaper mic recently, and again, like I was saying earlier, the quality wasn't a lot of difference in the quality, but my Filmmaker Kit mic is probably 6-7 years old, I would think, and it's still as good now as it was the day I got it. They're built like tanks, and there's a lot of reasons why I mention in that video. Although the quality isn't much different, there are reasons why I would still pay for the dearer, better built model. And let me just show you this. In fact, if you go to my adriansalisbury.com, if you go to my website, you'll see all these as blog posts below, but this is one of the most recent ones that I did, is one of these little microphones that I used to spot got it the wrong way around. I used to spot the guys in my church for years. I'd kind of watch these guys that stand up on stage, the pastor and that, and I'm like, I need to get into that. I need to review one of these mics, because
really
I think
cool.
So that is all it is this little mic on here. So for a fitness instructor, this is one of the challenges, is you've got this mic that's normally clipped on here and it's rubbing around while you're doing stuff. This one just stays, and unless you've got a bit of stubble on the side, it can sit right close into your face here. And, as you're moving around doing your exercises, whatever you're doing, this thing is consistently in exactly the same place. And so this plugs into any of those wireless mics, receiver or transmitters, goes into the receiver end, into the camera, and you're getting really good audio. So, do check that out. Oh, brilliant. You've popped that in, adriansalisbury.com. Scroll down that page and you'll see my most recent kind of blog posts, and that's where they are. But, yeah.
All right, Adrian. It was
I
such a
believe that's
pleasure to
super.
talk to you. If the viewers they want more of these tips, I don't want him to give all of his tips today. If you want more of this expert information, check out his webpage, which I just
Yeah.
linked in the comments. And keep chatting on the comments here. I'll get in
Yeah,
there and
yeah,
we'll answer questions that you have.
yeah.
And thanks for everyone
I'm
who
pretty
joined us
active in
live
the.
today.
I was going to say I'm pretty active in the. If guys are in your group anyway, Ken, I tend to jump on any kind of tech questions that I can help with
Yeah,
pretty
thank you for
quickly.
that. Yeah.
I like to think I'm pretty generous at helping, and so yeah, by all means, guys, if you're in those groups and want any questions answering, shoot away, and I'll do my best to answer. But
Thank you so
as
much,
I say,
Adrian. You're a real
you know,
asset to the community there on the Ecamm Live community, and
thank you,
to the video community in general.
thank
So
you.
thank you for coming on with us today for Meet the Pros.
No
And
problem. Thank you very much for having me.
you're welcome. Have a great day.
Yep, thank you.
Bye.